guys, this is a political video, so get off if you may be offended. So we have quite a lot of people on stage. We have Chelsea, Sarah, we have Kim, we have Cindy, and we have Steve. And we also have on the phone, we have my Nana. So I'm gonna ask these people some questions.
You want Mom on speaker?
So she is.
Oh, she is.
So we'll start with Nana. Tell us about yourself.
About me, Liam?
Yeah.
I live in Kansas City, Missouri.
All right.
I have 3 daughters. I have lots of grandkids, including you.
Right.
And I've been a nurse for 35 years.
All right. Sweet. So now, Sarah, tell us about yourself.
So I'm Sarah Paquette. I was born and raised in Syracuse, New York, and I am a school psychologist in the West Hill School District.
All right. Would you like to go?
Sure. I am Chelsea Kessler. I am also born and raised in Syracuse, New York. I'm a teacher in the city, and that's about it. That's all I got.
All right.
And I'm Grandma, and I am a transplant to New York. I've been here 9 years from Idaho, and I take care of a girl in her home, and I watch my grandsons.
Cindy.
My name is Cindy Paquette, and I'm a realtor, and I've lived in Syracuse all of my life. I have 3 daughters.
Right.
One is your stepmother,
Right.
and that's about it.
And last but not least, Steve.
I'm Steve, and I'm 63 years old. I'm a lawyer in Syracuse. I grew up in the Adirondacks and moved to Syracuse when I was 17. I've been married to Cindy for 36 years, and I have 3 daughters and 4 step-grandsons.
That's really nice. So, now next question. Did you think Trump was a Russian spy?
Coming in
Starting
hot.
with,
Did she hear the question?
Can you repeat the question, Liam?
Did you think Trump was a Russian spy?
Absolutely not.
All right. Grandma, do you think Trump was a Russian spy?
Honey, I didn't think that he was, but I have to, disclaimer, I am conservative. And so sometimes when we lean towards our party, we sometimes have a tendency to see it through the eyes of what we believe. And I didn't think that he was. I thought that they kind of went after him and didn't really have a lot of evidence.
All right, Sarah, would you like to, did you think Trump was a Russian spy?
Spy, no. I don't think he's a spy. I think he may have colluded with Russia.
Right.
And I don't think they've proven he hasn't yet. I think they just don't have the evidence.
Right. So, Chelsea.
I would also say no, because I don't think, on the flip side of what Sarah said, but sort of going along with it, that there's enough evidence to say that he is.
That's interesting. Cindy.
No, I don't believe he was a Russian spy.
Right.
I do believe that it's possible, just to promote his own self-interest, he may have been working somewhat with the Russians because he had his hotel that was going to be opened up in Russia, and he didn't think he was going to win the election, and I think he was keeping some of his business going, but I don't think he would be spying on the United States.
Right. And last but not least, Steve.
Yeah, no, I don't think he was a spy, but I do think that he benefited from the work that the Russians did and was happy to have their
So
help.
yeah, everyone has like a so-and-so opinion about he's not a Russian spy and that. So, next question. What's your opinion about the China trade talks, starting with Nana?
I think we have to be very cautious with China because I don't know that they're always going to be truthful and honest with us. If we can decrease some of the tariffs, then that would be wonderful for a trade. However, I don't know that we can trust them as far as problems between North Korea and us. So I think we have to be very cautious in the deals that transpire, and we have to make sure that it's 100% in order with China.
Thank you.
I
Grandma, would you like to
agree
go
with
next?
I agree with Nana.
All right. What about you, Sarah?
I am just gonna say that I don't know enough about it to talk about it, so I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
you're
form
allowed
an
to pass.
opinion. Okay, I will pass.
If anyone doesn't know,
Same.
you are allowed to pass.
Okay.
I'm also gonna pass. I don't know enough.
Yeah, I don't think I know enough, and I think a lot of people don't know enough about it. I think that's like well beyond my pay grade to even figure that stuff out.
What about you, Steve?
So you have to be really careful because they can't be trusted at all and they don't have our interests in mind. But it's 2 billion people that we can sell stuff to. And so when you get to a country that big, you have to be careful about something they call unintended consequences, right? Like all of the soybean farmers in North Dakota were in really big trouble when China stopped buying our soybeans. And so we have to be careful about like threatening people or, you know, doing things one-sided, what we call unilateral. But you can't trust them. You have to be really careful in your relations with them and with most countries.
Right. So next question: why do you like your party? And you can pass this one if you're in the middle of Democrat or Republican. You can pass, and if you don't want to just say anything. And yeah, so you could just give some reasons why you believe your party is the correct and right party. Starting with Nana. So we're gonna start off by telling what our party is, and then explaining why we like it. Starting off with Nana.
I would say that I lean towards Republican. However, I'm more conservative. I'm more of a constitutionalist. I feel that neither party is looking after our Constitution as much as it could be. And I feel like they're putting their political values ahead of the people of the United States. And I think when they do that, we need to not pay them their salary because they're not doing what they've been hired to do.
All right. So, Grandma.
Well, I'm conservative, and I feel like I am. The one thing that I always vote for is life, and I just my party is the party of life. I'm pro-life, and so a lot of my decisions, I don't really like the politicians on either side. I think that they all have an agenda, and I think that we have been failed by both sides. But I do have a tendency to vote the party of life, which I believe is my party, and I also believe in sustaining ourselves as best we can, working for a living. I think that our like the welfare system and all of that, I believe that's set up for a purpose, and I think it's important to have for people who need it. But I do think that it's abused at times, and I just wish that we had better checks and balances on some of that stuff. That doesn't really come down to a party one side. There's people on both sides that are poor, people on both sides that are rich. And like I said, I really feel like both sides have failed us in many areas. But when I go to the polls to vote, I vote the party of life.
All right. So, Sarah.
So I'm a registered Democrat, but I think there's too much of a spectrum to just say I'm a Democrat or I'm liberal. I like to vote for the people that I think have our best interests.
All right, Chelsea.
I'm gonna pass again because I'm too much split. I'm too much in
Yeah.
the middle.
That's perfect. Okay. Cindy.
I am a lifelong Democrat, mostly because my parents were. My father was involved in politics, and we had a lot of law enforcement in my family, so I'm not a liberal Democrat at all, I'm a conservative Democrat. I like the Democrat Party because I was brought up to feel that was the party for the people, but I do not believe in giving a lot of handouts. I think you have to work for what you're given.
Right.
Actually, my father, who was a lifelong Democrat, kind of turned Republican towards the end of his life. You know, he got much more conservative in his views. So I would vote for a Republican if there was a good one. I would not ever have voted for Donald Trump, but I would have voted for probably another Republican that ran. So I like to look at both sides, but I lean more towards Party for the People.
All right. And Steve.
And I've always been a Democrat because my family wasn't really involved in politics. I grew up without very much, and I came to believe that the Democratic Party took care of people and working families, and that Republicans were more for the rich people. Now, over time, I think I've gotten frustrated that neither one of them really do anything because that's good, because the Democrats are way, way too far to the left, and a lot of times the Republicans are way, way too far to the right. I too would have probably voted for 3 or 4 of the Republican candidates for president last time, but I could not in my heart vote for Donald Trump because he was not what I thought of as somebody who represented Republican ideals. There's a lot about the Republican Party that is good, but I don't think he says those things very often. He's too busy being mean to people.
Alright. So, are you interested in any president candidates? So some people, like for example, if you're a Republican, you may have to pass because Donald Trump is running. So he's pretty much the only candidate for the Republicans. So,
But he doesn't have to be. Somebody could run against him in a primary.
well, yeah, so.
I believe there is somebody else that's interested, but you won't know if he's going to run or not for a while, probably. Try to change him.
Yeah, so. Sarah.
I don't know enough about any of the candidates yet. There's so many of them. It seems like every day there's a new person popping up wanting to run for president. So I'm gonna have to wait until it gets narrowed down a little more and learn more about each candidate.
That's perfectly okay. Nana?
Thank God. Say it again, I don't think she heard you.
Are you interested in any candidates for president?
You gotta say Nana.
Oh, Nana. Are you interested in any candidates for presidents? For president?
Maybe you lost Nana. Did you mute it?
Did you ask me, Liam?
Yeah. So, are you interested in any presidents for? Are you interested in any candidates for presidents?
As far as from the Democratic Party?
From any party.
Okay. I do not feel like any of the people that are running for Democrat right now have the ability to win. I'm not happy with some of the things that they're using as their platform. I'm not sure that anybody else will run against Trump, but I think potentially there will be a couple in the Republican Party that will try to run against him. So as of right now, I'm just sitting back and seeing who will enter the race.
All right. So wait, Joseph, did I already ask you?
No, I gotta wait too to see
All right,
what's coming up.
Grandma.
Well, obviously I'm not considered a Democrat. I would vote for Trump again if he ran. I don't know that they'll try to put anybody, they may. There's, the thing with Trump that they don't like is that he's outside of the circle, and they want people inside the circle. It's a kind of a control thing in my eyes, and I do like some of the things he's done. His delivery is really rough. He definitely has got issues, but I would vote for him again if he runs.
All right. What about Cindy?
I'm not sure yet with the Democrats. I think we got a long ways to go. You know, a lot of things will come out about everybody as you go down the road. I do like, I think I like Amy Klobuchar, but I'm still waiting on that to see more of her. I like the Pete Buttigieg, but again, got to see more about him. And I do like Joe Biden, but again, we just got to kind of wait and see.
All right, and Steve.
So I know the kind of person I want. I want a man or a woman that's middle of the road, that's fair, that's honest, that's hopefully under 70 that's running, a younger person from a newer generation. Like, your mom and dad's generation and
Right.
not your grandparents, your generation, so that somebody can bring new ideas. I do like Buttigieg a little bit about what I've seen, and I like Joe Biden, who went to SU Law School and has family in the area. The only thing that bothers me about him is that he's in his 70s, and maybe it's time for some fresh ideas. But I'd vote for any reasonable candidate that was put up by the Democrats. If they're too far left, I don't know what I'm going to do.
All right, so thank you all for letting me interview you. If you have any questions after the show, you can ask that. So, yeah, guys, that's going to be the video for now. Thank you all for coming, and yeah, bye, guys.